Hey, my name is Shelly, and welcome to my May TBR. I feel like I say this every single month, but I can't believe it's already May. I mean, I'm happy that it's May and winter is finally over. The trees are blooming, all that fun stuff. The birds are singing. It's beautiful outside, and summer is literally around the corner. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm going to be reading in May, and it's actually quite a lot. Will I get to all of them? Probably not. Will I get to some of them? Yes, but again, this is a loose TBR, so let's just go with it. Okay, so the first two I'm going to mention are rollover from last month, and I will briefly touch upon them, just very briefly, but the first one is Alien Clay by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Feel like this has been on my TBR for the past 6 months. I will get to it. The problem is I plan to listen to the audiobook, and the only place that has the audiobook is Everend. I'm not loving Everend right now. I feel like there is no rhyme or reason for the audiobook listening. Like, I listen to 1.5 audiobooks, and then all of the audiobooks that I've saved are like gone until the next month, or I've listened to 3 audiobooks. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So anyways, this is on Everend, and since this is not a main priority, it always gets bumped back to the next month. Hopefully this month I will finally get to it. I think this is like a sci-fi horror with maybe some fantasy elements. Regardless, Adrian Tchaikovsky, standalone, can't go wrong. The next book I didn't get to in April is the 3rd book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, The Dungeons Anarchist Cookbook. I mean, with a title like that. But I didn't get to this because I wasn't really in the mood to read this in April. So I'm hoping that in May I'll get to it, because honestly, I love this series. It's a great palate cleanser. It's a lot of fun, lit RPG ridiculousness. So honestly, if you haven't tried the series, take this as a sign to pick it up and try it out. Now let's get to the portion of the video where we're going to talk about books that I know that I'm going to read. The first book is The Darkwater Daughter by H.M. Long. My dyslexia always wants to switch it around to M.H. Long, and I'm pretty sure I said it in previous videos like that. It's H.M. I'm so sorry. Anyways, this is going to be a buddy read on my channel, my Discord channel, and we are going to start May 1st. So this is going to be like the first thing I read in May, and it's going to be like a loose, casual, month-long, whenever you have the chance to pick it up. So there is no timeline as long as within the month of May. I'll link my Discord down below, so if you're curious, you can pop on with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. I read this, so this is going to be a reread for me, and I actually really loved it, so I'm very excited to read this. And then the second book, if all goes well, we're going to read the second book in June, and then the 3rd book in July when it comes out. Really excited for this, and I'm so happy that I get to introduce this book to a couple of friends. The next book is also another buddy read, and that is Leather and Lark by Brianne Waver. This is the second book in the, I can't remember the series, but it is like a trilogy of it's kind of like a contemporary romance trilogy, but with a dark twist. So it's very dark, very humorous. Check your trigger warnings. If all goes well, I'm going to start the audiobook today. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because I really did love that first book, Butcher and Blackbird. That first book, it was so good. And I've heard from a friend that this one is even better. So I'm very excited for that. Okay, so the next 2 books I'm going to talk about, it's going to be like one or the other to see which one I like more. And the reason why it's one or the other is because they both are very similar and they both take place in the same kind of place. And they are historical fantasies. And the first one is The Children of Gods and Fighting Men by Shauna Lawless. This is a recently completed trilogy, I believe. And like I said, this is a historic fantasy. This takes place in 981 AD in Ireland. From what I know, it's kind of Viking and Irish. So basically the Vikings came to Ireland and immigrated to Ireland, and I guess their settlement. And then also, I believe there is another clan as well. And this is following 2 different women from 2 different clans. At least one of them has magical abilities. I don't usually read too much into synopsis before I read the book because I like to kind of go in a little bit blind. So yes, from what I know, historical fantasy in Ireland, Vikings, magical people, and I've heard it's really great and kind of unlikable characters. So I have the audiobook for this one as well. But I've had this book on my TBR for the longest time, and that is The Harp of Kings by Juliet Marillier. This is the first book in the Warrior Bards trilogy. And like all of Juliet Marillier's other works, which is right here, it takes place in the same world, which is in Ireland, I think around the same time as this one as well, if I'm not mistaken. Very close. And I don't know anything about this one, but I love Juliet Marillier. I love the world that she creates, how she kind of weaves in like mythology and fairy tales and kind of puts a historical twist on it. Love it. So I have been meaning to pick this up for the longest time. So between these two, one of these series will get started because I really do love my historic fantasies, especially during these time periods. So yeah, one of these two will be read. If not both. We'll see how it goes. The next book that I'm going to be reading is probably going to be my next physical read, and that is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This is not a fantasy. I believe this is a thriller, a mystery thriller. And the reason why I decided to pick it up is because somebody on my Discord recently read it, and they said it was fantastic. And it's not really something that I would usually lean towards, but I am trying to branch out away from fantasy and sci-fi and read a little bit more contemporary or just regular fiction. So this one, I believe, is about a teenager that vanishes from a summer camp and something about two worlds colliding. So there is a mystery. The cover is actually what convinced me to read it because honestly, I love anything with forests and the title as well. Also this like just attention to like this pink, I guess, paint spill and how it follows up on the spine so absolutely perfectly. I'm trying new things, so I'm hoping that I'll like it. Another one that I wasn't planning to read, but honestly, because everybody has been giving it really great reviews, I decided to pick up Sunrise and the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. I loved Hunger Games when it came out. I devoured it. It was such a great series, but honestly, after it came out, it was just kind of, we were over bombarded with YA dystopian kind of books and movies, and so I just kind of got sick of it. And then the other book came out, the one about snow. I can't remember what it's called. And I heard horrible things about it. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm done with Hunger Games. And then I found out that this book was made and this book came out, and I was still kind of on the fence. But then so many people read it and so many people said it is absolutely phenomenal. So I'm going to be reading it. I have the audiobook. Although I read the first 3 books with my eyes, I have the audiobook and I'm going to try that out. So yeah, I'm really excited to jump back in this world and to read about Hamish because I absolutely love Hamish. I love it so much. My husband actually wants to read this after me, so I gotta probably pick it up within the first half of the month. So yeah, I'm very excited to jump back into this world and I hope I love it as much as everybody else does. So another book I hope to get to in May will either one of the two. So, and both are written by the same author. The first is The Trouble with Peace. I would pull it out, but it's stuck in there and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put it here. This is the second book in the Age of Madness trilogy. Honestly, I loved A Little Hatred and I've been meaning to pick it up, but I need to get the audiobook. And unfortunately, the only place the audiobook is available is through Audible. So I got to use an Audible credit. But The Devils comes out in May as well. And I might grab the audiobook for that. Either The Devils or Trouble with Peace, one of the two is going to get picked up in May. And yeah, obviously I'm listening to the audiobook because I really do love the audiobooks. So the next book I want to talk about is a big maybe because I'm getting back into physically reading again. I have a lot that on my plate, but this one I've been wanting to pick up since last year, and that is The High King's Tomb by Kristen Britton. The reason why I want to pick this up is because there is a buddy read going on and they are getting to the 3rd book in May. I feel like I need to participate in more other buddy reads, and since I am on the 3rd book, it's kind of perfect timing. I love The Green Rider. I thought it was such a great book. Didn't like the second one as much, but I heard similar thoughts, and I heard that The King's Tomb kind of picks it up. There was so much I loved about The Green Rider. I love like the cozy, nostalgic kind of feel of it, the creepy world. The world building is really cool, so I really did love a lot of it. Plus, I used to be a horse girly, so I feel like I need to give this a go. These types of books I love to read in the summertime, so I may, depending, I may pick it up towards the end of the month. But yes, I've been meaning to get to this for a long time. And yeah, I really do love the series and I think it's really underrated. I think a lot of people would really enjoy it. So hopefully, maybe I'll pick this up towards the end of the month. So that, my friends, is my loose May TBR. Comment down below. Let me know what you're reading in May. If we're reading any of the same books, I would love to know. And if you feel like commenting but you don't have anything to say, you can leave a nautical emoji for Dark Water Daughter. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.